Hello, everybody. Welcome to Take Five Podcast. I'm Sang here. I'm alone today. Chibin is not with me. We're in different places, so yeah. It's been a minute for sure since we last had the episode. So anyway, I'm back and I have a very interesting thing to talk about today. Okay, so the other day, I had a very interesting conversation with one of my very close friend. In fact, it was a very profound conversation. She said something so beautiful, and it was like, damn, we all need to think this kind of way moment for me, you know? So, this conversation inspired me to make this episode today. So, shout out to my friend. And yeah, so today's topic is going to be about privilege. But before we get into the topic, let me give you um, the base of how it all started, right? So we were having this conversation, and my friend told me that she had gone to an interview recently, and looking at her resume, the interviewer noticed that she seemed to come from a privileged family as per her education. As in being able to get out of the state and study in one of the metropolitan cities in India and so forth. So the interviewer was asking her if she considers herself deserving of this position as opposed to so many other people applying for the same position who are from humble family background. So my friend replied that yes, she acknowledges that she comes from a privileged family, yet she has worked hard to get to where she is now. And it's true, she is a hard worker. My friend works really hard. Sometimes she stresses herself out, but yeah, shout out to her, okay? But one of the things that she said made me see our privilege in a new light. And she said that she sees her privilege as a sort of responsibility to give back to the society. And so I was like, it was just like kind of moment, like it was like, it, like light bulb kind of moment. So she was like, our privilege, she said she sees her privilege is a sort of responsibility to give back to the society. And so to see what we are given as a gift to give back, I think is a beautiful way to see and live one's life, right? I think one can live a very fulfilling, meaningful, purposeful life by indulging in the act of giving freely. So if we look at our own lives, I think we all will find something that someone may not have had the chance to have. For some reason, you have what others don't have, but you also don't have what others have, right? So it makes me think like we are all going around with one missing piece to complete our puzzle, which someone else may have. Like we're all walking around with some missing pieces to our puzzle. And then someone out there, you see that that person has that piece, you know? So it it sounds kind of sad and unattainable, but I think it also sounds somehow, I don't know, it sounds beautiful as well. I think if we all recognize what we have and see our privileges as a gift to share with others, I think it can benefit both sides. I mean, it's a fact we all know that giving and sharing makes us feel good, that we have done something worthwhile and important, which is true. Giving, the act of giving or sharing is worthwhile and is important. So, helping the needy is for sure a good thing to do, right? So, coming back to what we can give, I think it's not does not necessarily have to be about money. I feel we can share so many other things, right? So for example, um in simple terms, say your neighbor needs something, and so you have what they need, right? Whatever it is. So if the neighbor comes asking for help, then you help your neighbor out, right? Or for example, you tutor that underprivileged child, right? Or it can even be, say for example, a person has lost their family and does not have anybody in this world, and so you become friends with them, and then you welcome them into your family. So it can be so many other things. It can be in so many different layers and spectrums, right? So I think the question is not about what can I share, but rather, do I want to share? Do I want to open my hands to others? Now, sharing also has so many different ways and means and intentions behind it, which we will get into. So, one type of sharing that I know makes it meaningless is if you give with the intention of getting back. So, if you give with the intention of I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine, then it is not a selfless act, but it is rather selfish. So, this kind of functioning exists in the business world where everything is transactionary. It's like give and take and give. But in a humanitarian world, if you give with the intention of receiving, then you cannot call yourself a philanthropist, which surprisingly many people do. I mean, it's not even not surprising anymore in this world where you see these things everywhere. There's so many people out there, many people I know in my circle, who gallantly talks about their deeds, like what they did for others or what they gave, but the same people will put those people down if they don't get back anything in return, if their giving is not reciprocated. So many people also give to get access to certain people or to find favors. And then this is the most cringiest of all the group. There's a certain group of people who do it all for attention. Like you will see this everywhere in videos, reels, YouTube, whatever. You will see them helping the poor, giving out food or money or whatever. And it's so cringy to me, right? They're only doing this to get attention. So, yeah. But the thing is, again, there are some group of people, again, who may not necessarily make videos like this. Like, maybe you will not see their videos on Instagram or YouTube or wherever, but you can hear them talk about all the deeds, all the good things they did for others. So you will help them you will hear them blowing their own horn, right? So I don't consider this kind of giving as an act of sharing, but it is transactional. Now, if two people agree to this kind of giving and taking, then it's not a problem because they both agreed to it. They both know this is going to happen. Like it's expected, right? That is fine. But giving someone as a way to manipulate them is just downright evil and selfish. Or to just paint a philanthropic picture of yourself is just not deserving of respect. Just to let people say that, oh my god, they're such a nice person. Like, they're so generous. They help the poor and the needy. Like, so that people can regard highly of you, which is not even genuine. Your act was never genuine in the first place. So, yeah, it's a no from me. Definitely. I will admit for sure that it will be difficult to see our own privileges if we do not come from privileged backgrounds. because it's easy to take the money road. Like, everybody needs money, right? Everybody likes money. Everybody loves money. So it's easier to take that road and say that I don't have any money. There's nothing I can give. But I think it will take a little bit more effort to see what you can give other than money. Because I think there is something we can all give, and there is something we all need. And I think not everybody genuinely, truly needs money. Like, when you ask them a question, what do you need? Of course, the first answer that they give will be money. But if you really think about it, if you look deeper into it, I think we all need something, which may not necessarily always be money. It won't be the answer for everybody. That's my argument. And yeah. And also, the most honorable way to give what you can give is to do it selflessly without expecting anything in return, and without blowing your trumpets about it, without making videos about it or whatever. If you do it quietly, knowing that you made someone's day, I think that's the most genuine kind of giving, and that will be the most profound and meaningful. So that's it for my podcast. Thank you for hanging out. I know this podcast is kind of short. I'm having trouble talking a little bit. I have mouth ulcer on my lower lip, so it's been kind of difficult. But anyway, doing this is always fun. And so yeah, thanks for hanging out and listening and giving me your time. Signing off. Hope you have a great hour ahead. Take care. Bye.